At 10, a strange sighting is baffling.
He saw a string of strange lights zipping across the valley sky.
Spotted Bigfoot in Cleveland County, and this isn't the first time. The legend
City officials asked in a tweet, referring to it as a UAO.
Visited Point Pleasant, uncovering the legend behind the Mothman.
On a summer evening, Marlon was playing in his backyard when two massive birds swooped down out of the sky. One of the birds actually grabbed Marlon by his shirt and lifted him off the ground. His mother, Ruth Lowe, and several other adults witnessed the event. After about 30 feet, the bird dropped Marlon, and the two creatures flew off into the sky. Witnesses describe the birds as having a 10 to 15-foot wingspan and white rings around their necks, resembling condors or prehistoric raptors, rather than any known North American bird species. While being known as the Thunderbird, this event remains one of the few cryptid encounters with multiple eyewitnesses and significant media coverage. In this video, we'll go through different encounters of cryptids in the United States, investigating the roots of these creatures we came to know through stories and rare footages. Sandra Mancy and her fiancé were on a lakeside drive with her two children when they stopped at a quiet, undeveloped stretch of Lake Champlain for a picnic. The kids were playing near the shoreline when Sandra noticed something huge breaking the surface of the water about 150 feet offshore. It looked like a dinosaur, Sandra later said. The neck was long and arched, and the head was shaped almost like a horse's head, but reptilian. Startled, she grabbed her Kodak Instamatic camera and snapped a picture before fleeing with her family, fearing the creature might approach. They didn't think to retrieve coordinates or return for further investigation, but the photo she captured shows what appears to be a dark, long-necked creature rising out of the lake, a shape strikingly similar to depictions of the Loch Ness Monster. Later investigations suggest the area where the photo was taken is too shallow for a large animal, which skeptics point to, though some argue the shoreline may have changed. The creature was later named Champ by the locals after Lake Champlain, their own Nessie. Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin were horseback riding deep in the Six Rivers National Forest on an expedition to investigate local Bigfoot reports. They carried a 16mm camera just in case. Around 1 p.m., as they followed Bluff Creek, their horses suddenly spooked. Then, about 120 feet away, they saw something moving, the one they were looking for. A large human-like creature covered in dark, matted hair stood up from near the creek, glanced over its shoulder at them, and began walking briskly into the woods. To this day, despite decades of analysis, no one has definitively proven the Patterson-Gimlin footage a hoax. Costume experts are divided. The proportions, muscle movement, and gait are difficult to replicate, especially with 1960s materials. There are other footage of Bigfoot, but the most talked about and hard to debunk is still the Pattinson footage. Night draped itself over Point Pleasant like a heavy curtain as Roger and Linda Scarberry, along with their friends Steve and Mary Millette, took a late-night drive through the overgrown backroads of the TNT area, a maze of concrete igloos, rusted chain-link fences, and forgotten war relics. They laughed, not expecting anything but shadows and silence. But then, something moved. At the edge of the road, two glowing red eyes blinked open, high off the ground, too high for any animal. A massive shape detached from the shadows, a tall man-like figure with 10-foot wings folded tight against its back. It had no head, just eyes. The eyes were in its chest, Linda later said. The creature took a step forward, its movement strange, fluid, almost mechanical. Then the wings unfurled with a soundless snap, and it took to the air, chasing their car as they sped down Route 62, hitting over 100 miles per hour. But it kept up, gliding above them effortlessly, never flapping. They drove straight to the Mason County Police Station, pale and shaking. The sheriff, used to drunks and deer reports, could tell this was different. They were terrified. Within days, more sightings poured in. A creature landing on rooftops, blood-curdling shrieks in the woods, pet dogs disappearing, and men in black knocking on doors, warning witnesses to forget what they'd seen. The terror continued for 13 months, until December 15th, 1967, when the Silver Bridge collapsed during rush hour, killing 46 people. After that, the Mothman vanished. Mothman is often associated with tragedy because its appearances have eerily coincided with catastrophic events, leading many to believe it is a supernatural harbinger of doom. Another chilling example is when people working at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the days leading up to the April 26, 1986 disaster claimed to have seen a large winged creature with glowing red eyes, eerily similar to the Mothman described in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, 2 decades earlier. In 1735, Mother Leeds, already burdened with 12 children, discovered she was pregnant with a 13th. Frustrated and overwhelmed, she allegedly cursed the child in frustration, crying out, "Let it be the devil." On a stormy night, she gave birth to what seemed like a normal baby, until it transformed into a monstrous creature with wings, hooves, a goat's head, and a forked tail. Flew up the chimney, and vanished into the pine barrens, never to be caught. That's the origin of the Jersey Devil, but the escalation of the folklore took place in 1909, where in Bristol, Pennsylvania, a police officer claimed to see a creature with bat-like wings, hooves, and glowing eyes flying through the air. In Camden and Haddonfield, trolley cars were delayed as armed guards escorted frightened workers. A group of firefighters in West Collingswood tried to hose the creature down when it appeared near their station. The water did nothing, they claimed, and it screeched and flew away. Schools closed as parents kept their children home. Mills and factories shut down. Entire towns armed themselves with shotguns and torches, forming posses to hunt the beast. The Jersey Devil vanished as quickly as it came. No trace was ever found, but newspapers documented hundreds of reports, some by respected citizens, law enforcement, and clergy. Today, there are still sightings of the creature. Some even recorded their encounters on video, but still no actual evidence backing them up. Is the Jersey Devil from another dimension, and we just happen to take glimpses of it? If you want to know more cryptids around the world, click on this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Until next time.